Known for the stormy skies that frequent the territories throughout the year.
I hope I don't poop in my pants. That's all I gotta say.
It's also a region once defined by the rise of an angsty subculture.
So tonight is controversy.
And known around the globe as a beacon of technological innovation.
In 1990, I used to be a big fan of Twin Peaks, the show.
Yeah, that's right.
So much is going on. I love the downtown Denver area. It's so exciting, all the hustle and bustle this time of year.
Barb Pexa is taking you on this once-in-a-lifetime journey. Whether finding your next home, your favorite venue, or simply living your American dream, you can do it in the Pacific Northwest. From the Puget Sound to the Cascade Mountains to the booming metropolis of Seattle, there's a little something for everyone.
We do it in the spirit of going against the grain of the negative media, giving inspiring information, and having people walk away from our show with something of value.
You're seeing a disruption in both the real estate and the mortgage space.
A lot of people are just not willing to put in the work.
What video does is that it demands an emotional response.
You know what I love about the show? It's totally unscripted.
Thanks for coming.
It is freezing.
I'm sure it's a little bit colder than San Diego,
Absolutely.
isn't it?
I don't know if I have enough warm or clothes on me, but we'll do what we can, right?
We'll just do our best. I thought we'd start here. This is here the home of the Snoqualmie Falls at the Salish Lodge. It's one of the most visited spots in all of the greater Seattle area. And one of my favorites is back in 1990, I used to be a big fan of Twin Peaks, the show.
Yeah, that's right.
It's gotten a great cult following, and I think it's really cool, kind of dark and stormy and funky Pacific Northwest. So I thought we'd check it out.
Awesome, that's it.
Okay. One of my favorite things to bring all my new clients to here is the falls. I think it's just beautiful.
Yeah, it's so picturesque, the scenery itself. I love it.
It is. So right down here we've got the main falls.
Okay.
It falls way, way, way down there. The water is really flowing at a high rate today because we've had a lot of rain in the area. And it's really beautiful. From these windows right here at the Salish Lodge, you can have a really fantastic meal. The Salish is a high-end luxury boutique hotel.
Very nice.
No, just find the light in honesty, 'cause I've never been good at telling stories. Yeah, we're gonna ride this wave until it breaks. We're gonna drive all day. We're gonna ride this wave until it breaks. All I know, yeah, all I know.
All right, Barb, this has been a beautiful experience. Thank you so much for showing me this.
You're welcome.
I'm excited to see what else Seattle has to offer. What do you got for me?
Next, we're going to head down to Seattle on Lake Union, and we're going to hit up Gasworks Park. I've never totally understood why it's so famous, but it is where we have our 4th of July fireworks every year, and everybody loves it.
Okay, I'm down to check it out.
Okay, let's go check it out.
Welcome back. We're taking you on a tour of one of the coolest locations in the United States, the Pacific Northwest. One of the great things about this show is you learn all about the cities you thought you already knew. I mean, I had no idea Twin Peaks was shot right outside of Seattle. Next up, Barb is taking us on a tour around Gasworks Park. Check it out.
All right, this is pretty amazing, but what the heck is it?
You know, it's pretty interesting. This is an old site of the Seattle Gas Company.
Okay.
And they've turned it into a really popular Seattle park. We have our 4th of July fireworks here.
Very cool, very cool. And it's nice view of downtown Seattle.
Yep, this area right here is called South Lake Union.
Perfect.
And part of the reason they have the fireworks here is it's surrounded by water, so the water's just packed with boats. People come here, they can be underneath the fireworks.
Okay.
And of course, you know the company Amazon.
Of course, everybody does.
Yeah, our headquarters are right down here.
Very nice, and it feels like a movie like Sleepless in Seattle, right?
Yeah,
Got that feel?
Well, you're right. So if you look out here along all these floating houseboats out there, those are the sorts of homes that Sleepless in Seattle were filmed on. And another thing that downtown Seattle is well known for that's fairly unique.
Yeah, for sure. It's just that unique look of real estate, and also just like the atmosphere is a different change from what I'm used to anyway in San Diego, right?
So yeah, I think it's a really cool part of Seattle. It's artistic and edgy and industrial. Oh my God, is that a drone up there?
Where? Oh, yeah.
Did somebody crash their drone on it? Found a piece of equipment to lose. Hey Diane, and this is the house I've been talking about, wanting to show you.
Very nice.
We are up here in Bellevue on Cougar Mountain.
Okay.
And this home is built by the Buchan builders, and they're a real classic traditional builder in Seattle. They do mostly high-end listings.
I've noticed, it's got that classic look to it, right? The vintage, but also traditional form of it.
It's very traditional. They make it just modern enough. With all the great top-of-the-line appliances and fixtures, but in a very traditional mode. But hands down, my favorite space in this house is the outdoor living room.
Of course, nice.
As you know, we're in Seattle and we get a lot of rain. So I think all home builders should put these outdoor living rooms in their houses. It's got
covered all the way through. Oh, that's cool.
Covered all the way through, gas fireplace, gas heaters. And a 48-inch grill with hood system, which is fantastic.
What type of buyer do you see purchasing this home?
My guess is probably a family, something like that. But with the main floor ensuite room, we can also have
like a
multi-generational living.
Perfect.
Which is really big in I would say these days in this part of the country.
All right, Barb, rumor has it that you do something special for your buyers. What is it?
We cater and host our buyers' housewarming parties as their thank you present for choosing to work with our team. I come from the restaurant business, and it was a perfect carryover for high-end customer service, sociability. It's just the highlight of their process, we think. We send out the invitations, we send out the thank you cards, we get to mingle and meet all of their favorite family and friends, and it's really a lot of fun. Sometimes we have a little bit too much fun, but that's how we think we have a great customer base.
Well, nothing like, you're working with these clients and buyers, right? So you get to know them in the process of buying their home. So what better way than to throw them a party in their housewarming party?
We could not agree more. And it seems almost sacrilegious not to take that process all the way through and help them celebrate. We cater it, we bring wine, we bring Prosecco, we do a toast. We even have cute little aprons we've made with our team logo and our names. So we really have a lot of fun with it.
Good for you, that sounds great.
Yeah.
We live just at the trailhead of one of the many trails that run along Cougar Mountain. And you walk among huge maples and evergreens. Maple leaves as big as your head, they're just giant. This home, which sits on Cougar Mountain, 1,000 feet above Lake Sammamish, and with a beautiful view of a 10,700-foot volcano called Mount Baker, which is snow-covered year-round. I love to write thrillers that are really a combination of really good stories, interesting characters, very dynamic human conflict, but also on the edge of science. And the Seattle area is very vital to that, with the University of Washington, with the Primate Research Center, with the very modern architecture that blends in with the very old architecture. It provided a very good setting, and you could really get the feel of Seattle and the surrounding area. But also, it entered into the conflict and the challenges of, trying to move across all those different terrains and meet some of the challenges that we set up in the book. You could almost feel the oxygen levels go up and the stress levels go down. And that is how I would sell Seattle to someone just coming in.
That house is so cool. Right up on the hill overlooking Lake Sammamish, that's got to be one of the best locations on the block. It just has such a thriller feel to it. It all makes sense as to why Steve Hadden chose that location. Speaking of which, if you haven't seen his novels, go check them out. I know I will. Who doesn't love a thriller? Next up, we're checking in on one of our partners in your area. Hit it.
We've got a great interview now with Cory Williams. He is a full-service real estate associate and broker associate. He's with Windermere Real Estate. Good to talk to you, Cory.
Thank you so much, Amy. Great to be here again.
So what are your advice? We've got the fall season here coming into the holidays, but there's still people that are listing their homes. What do people want to know most when they're getting ready to list their homes?
Absolutely. You know, the holiday season doesn't slow down life. So people still need to list their homes. But, you know, I've identified some really great questions that my clients have asked me and that people should be asking their agents when they're interviewing them in a listing appointment. The first one, and maybe the most obvious, is how long have you been in the business? You know, another great question is, what's your list to sale ratio? So I can tell you mine is higher than the average agent here in Denver, but that's really important when it comes to the bottom line and what you're going to bring to the table. Another great question is, what's your best marketing strategy as it relates specifically to my home? And in this case, I have one word, AdWorks. We're on the cutting edge of social media and SEO marketing at this time. And then put them on the spot a little bit. What are the top 3 things that make you unique compared to, say, the other agents that I've interviewed here? Always recommend putting people on the spot, because certainly that's going to happen throughout the process of selling their home. A lot of folks want to know, can we review documents before we sign them? And luckily you can, okay? And you should have someone that's willing to hold your hand and get you through that process, because oftentimes these are such foreign documents to have. And then, do you have other professionals you can recommend? I'm going to need help throughout this process. A real estate transaction is a series of problems that we have to solve. Are you the right partner to help me with that? And then lastly, of course, one of the biggest questions and what most people think about is, how much is your commission? What do you charge? And so, of course, you need to make sure that you understand the value proposition that that agent is bringing to you in terms of being able to position your home and what value you're getting for that commission investment that you're making.
That is such great advice and really powerful tools for your sellers to be able to use to say, okay, now we're ready to take this on. And even if it is the holiday season, they can still enjoy the holidays. I know all over, it's great stuff going on in every city, but what specifically do you have going on in Denver right now that's exciting for the holiday season?
Absolutely. So much is going on. I love the downtown Denver area. It's so exciting. All the hustle and bustle this time of year. We have an amazing performing arts complex that encompasses several theaters, the Buell Theater, the Jones Theater, just to name a couple. But you can see the Nutcracker. There's a version of the White Christmas, and of course, A Christmas Carol, and really some of these classic holiday type of plays and shows that are going on right here in this complex. So check out the Denver Performing Arts Complex for some of what Denver has best to offer.
Oh, that sounds so wonderful. I want to show up there tomorrow and be a part of it all. Thank you for sharing that with us, and thanks for being a part of the American Dream.
Thank you, Amy. Have a great day.
You too.
Take it all in. The hearts have spoken. Let it begin.
Hey, Mark.
ready to fly?
We're ready to fly.
All right.
How's this gonna go? Can you tell us how this is gonna go today?
You're each going to be tied together with a professional certified tandem instructor.
Good to know.
One-on-one. You're in front, the instructor's in back, and you are going to fly off this mountain, Poo-Poo Point in Issaquah, out into the blue yonder.
You ready?
I hope I don't poo-poo my pants. That's all I gotta say. How high are we?
We're at 1,700 feet over the valley, 1,800 foot mean sea level. It's a beautiful view today. It's a great day to fly.
The sun came out first. We're pretty excited.
Yeah, I'm stoked. Thanks so much for. Oh my gosh, let's do this.
Barb invited us here to jump off of this cliff, so we're all here together right now.
Waiting for that
Frozen, but loving it.
We're gonna repay the favor by having Barb come out to our party tonight, Controversy, Beyonce versus Rihanna, and we're gonna dance all night long. Yes, this is Black Gatsby, and I'm Disco Shrine.
She's so extra right now.
And we are.
That last part. Cut that last part.
And I'm Disco Shrine, and we are signing off the mountain like, hey.
Nope, won't, couldn't, I can't jump off a mountain. Diane, major kudos to you. I'm proud beyond words. While I catch my breath, we're sending you over to another expert in your market. Let's go.
We have a great Mortgage Minute here for you. I have Eric Kulbe. He is the VP of Market Production Leader with Synergy One Lending. Great to talk to you, Eric.
Thanks for having me, Amy.
Eric, there has been an increase in loan limits from what I understand. Why don't you touch on that real quick?
The Federal Housing Finance Agency has raised the 2019 mortgage limit for Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac mortgages. It's going from $453,100 to $484,350. So This is great news for markets like Denver, where I am. It's actually a high balance loan limit up to $561,200. So great news for buyers and for real estate agents.
So yeah, how is this going to impact then the borrowers and the real estate agents?
Well, here's the great thing. Those loans that are purchased by Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac tend to have much easier qualifications, shorter time frames for closing, less paperwork than jumbo loans, which fall into that category above the Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac loan limit. And especially in places like Denver and some of those high-cost areas, really nice to get up into those loan limits where they can put a lot less money down as well. So really excited about this news.
That is exciting news. Thank you so much, Eric.
Hey everyone, welcome back to The American Dream. We are still hanging out in Denver. We are with Dan Reynolds. He's the area manager for Synergy One Lending. Dan, thanks for joining us today. How are you?
Great, thanks to have me on the show again.
Of course, it's our pleasure. So why don't you tell us, heading into the year, what is the landscape when it comes to marketing for realtors?
Well, you know, it's interesting. Right now, there's a lot of change happening. First and foremost, at this time of the year, things tend to slow down just a little bit. And so people start to look up, take a moment as they look forward to business planning for the new year. And a lot of the conversations that we're having here at Synergy One with real estate agents is, what does that marketing landscape look like? And at the end of the day, there's a lot going on. There's a big shift in social media. You know, if you think about it, 2 years ago, there were people figuring out how to get on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And now we've kind of really moved into a new realm, moving from content that's written into something that's more video formatted. And actually with a show like this, with the American Dream TV show. So I would just say that agents looking out there to find out what's happening in marketing, I'm having lots of conversations around what's happening with Amazon, what's happening with Zillow, how they're going to actually look at Facebook, Google, and using pay-per-clicks and actually putting together ad spend to grab themselves some of that internet shelf space, if you will. So I'll leave it kind of simple today, but at the end of looking at a marketing spectrum that has kind of gone by, if you're not getting engaged from a relational, video, and digital perspective, and then understanding how to distribute that, of course, across Facebook and other mediums to drive not just brand awareness and clicks, but also to monetize your efforts in what you're doing. We're hoping to have a conversation with you, and I just wanted to take a moment and say happy holidays as well. Thanks, Chelsea.
Thank you so much, Dan. You have a great rest of your week.
Can't stop me now. Can't stop me now. Can't stop me now. I'm just doing what
This makes me want to move to Seattle. It's awesome and it checks all the boxes. Scenic, Twin Peaks, jumping off mountains, beautiful parks, and some of the coolest nightlife. Sign me up.
Won't stop doing what I do.